Hello everyone, whether you're new to the channel or you are a returning viewer, I'd like to thank you very much for watching this video, 1 and 2. If you could leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. It costs you nothing but helps me greatly here on the channel. Thank you very much. Welcome to Making Chelsea Stand Proud. Today we have an FA Cup semi-final, which it'd be nice to win. Welcome to episode 41 of Making Chelsea Stand Proud. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. First up is the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley against Arsenal, our London foes. Rivals is the word I was looking for. I don't know what's the matter with me this morning. The old words aren't coming into my head, so I do apologise. And then we have we stay in London actually because we're going to be playing Crystal Palace. I'm not sure whether we're playing them home or away. Just tell me on here. Yeah, playing them at home. So at Wembley and then at home, and then a little bit down the line we've got Arsenal again in 7 days' time in the Premier League. Needless to say. Right. Well, what's been happening? Not a lot since you were last with us, because at the moment we seem to have a lot of Cup stuff going on, so it's back-to-back episodes at the minute. Let's have a quick look first of all at what's gone on. If you remember from the last episode, we beat Paris Saint-Germain in 2 legs. It was 7-4 on aggregate, 4-0 in the first leg at Stamford Bridge, and then we lost 4-3, very close run thing. 2 goals down at one point, but we managed to get ourselves back into the game. And I did say I was having trouble with my words today. And, yeah, then we managed to do reasonably well, bearing in mind that we were at the Parc des Princes. And always was going to be a difficult game, that one, but managed to do it. And then continuing our Premier League form at the moment, fingers crossed it continues today. I think we've taken it. I have it written down here somewhere, but I've lost a bit of paper now. I think we've taken it to something like 18 games unbeaten. Let's have a quick check. Why don't we? Last time we lost in the Premier League was up here at Tottenham. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I should have done this before I started. 15, 16, 17, 18 games. I was right first time. Yeah, should have started. I'll write it down somewhere, pin it up so I can see it and remind me, and then cross it out and update it as we go. So there we go. That's what's been happening. Obviously there has been other activity in the Premier League while we've been playing the Champions League and the FA Cup, etc., etc. So let's have a look and see what the Premier League looks like currently with things going on. We have 6 games left to play. In the Champions League, in the Premier League, we do 6 games left to play. Manchester City lost their last game out. They've only lost 3 times this season, twice to us, and the other time to Brentford, 2-1. So Brentford going quite well at the moment. Where are Brentford? They're 11th. They've been going reasonably well. Beat Arsenal as well recently, as mentioned in the well, not mentioned to you, but mentioned to me in the preamble. I've just realised I need to switch cameras, don't I? Is always handy. So Manchester City still lead the Premier League, 7 points clear of us in second place. But if they're starting to lose matches, we might be able to catch them if we just need to keep our form going. Then Liverpool, who've played that game in hand that was behind us now. And they are on reasonably good form at the moment. They've won 4 of their last 5, drawn the other one. So they are behind us, 8 points behind us, in fact, on 68 points. Fourth are Arsenal on 63, who we play next in the Premier League. Next in the next episode in the Premier League. Tottenham 60 are 5th on 60. Then came Leicester 6th on 52. And then Southampton 7th on 49. That's the last European place as it stands at the moment. And then in the relegation zone, currently Leeds, Crystal Palace and Watford. Crystal Palace and Watford 7 points adrift of Middlesbrough in 17th place. Leeds still with a fighting chance. I would suggest that Crystal Palace and Watford need to turn it around a little bit. Obviously poor form, both of them at the moment, but they could pull something out of the bag if they can climb the table. But what we do need is that Crystal Palace don't do it immediately. If they play us, and then they can afford to have a bit of a run at the end of the season, try and yank themselves out of there. Otherwise, they are back down into the Championship. Right, on to today's games then. As I said, Arsenal is first up. Team news is Lokonga is suspended. Zinchenko is suspended. Kieran Tierney is out with a sprained ankle ligament. Aaron Ramsdale is doubtful. He's a twisted ankle. Reece James is suspended from the FA Cup, and Conor Gallagher is still out with a tight thigh. We've played them 4 times in this series so far. Once at the Emirates Stadium and beat them 2-0. 2-0 in the EFL Cup 4th round. I think that was last season, actually. Or was it earlier this season? What's the date on there? 22. No, it was last season. Then in the Premier League, beat them at the end of last season 4-1. And so far this season, we've played them the once at Stamford Bridge and beat them 3-1. So 4 times we beat them in this series so far. Can we make it 5 today? I really do hope so. Be good to get through to another final. Of course, already we have the Carabao Cup in the locker room and in the cabinet. So it would be absolutely splendid to add at least one other title to it. I think I prefer the Champions League, but we've got to beat Liverpool before we get to that one. More about that later. Right, let's get on with the episode then and have a look at the team that will face Arsenal. And the team that will face Arsenal, it's Mendy continuing in goal. Chilwell, Rice, Koulibaly comes in for Fana. Azpilicueta on the right-hand side comes in for the suspended James Reese. Kovacic and Kante in midfield in front of them. And then we have Pulisic, Mount and Sterling are attacking midfield. They sit behind Havertz up front with Kepa, Cucurella, Torreira, Abangamang, Fofana, Jorginho, Broja, Eric Garcia and Hudson-Odoi, who didn't have such a good game against Paris Saint-Germain in the second leg, came on as substitute in the first leg and absolutely donked them, which was absolutely splendid. Maybe we should have done it that way round in the second leg as well. But anyway, that's the team that will face Arsenal at Wembley in this FA Cup semi-final. And here's how the two sides face off against one another. Arsenal playing a 4-3-3 formation. Ramsdale is fit, and in goal it's Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Saliba and White are their defence. Neves playing as the deep-lying defensive midfielder. Partey and Odegaard in central midfield with Martinelli and Saka, 2 very attacking wingers on either side of the pitch, with Gabriel Jesus, who we know can score goals, up front on the bench. Turner, Rakic, Aro, Sakamaka, Rashika, Holding, Ugumbo, Lewis Brown and Jeff Coates. And you know the team that we're putting out. Let's get on with the match. First highlight, 10 minutes in, Ramsdale gets a free kick. It's gone out wide to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu into the area. And good save from Mendy, but it's got poked away. Gabriel Jesus with his 11th of the season didn't clear that ball and it's gone in. See that again now. Tomiyasu causing all sorts of problems defensively. crosses it in. Martinelli first off. And actually, it was, who's this here? Koulibaly actually cleared the ball into the path of Gabriel Jesus to put in the back of the net with Mendy already committed. 1-0, we are down. And now they have a free kick. 12 minutes on the clock. Ruben Neves standing over it. And Mendy makes a fine save. That was going in. Dipped nicely. And they have a corner. Odegaard with the corner. It's all Arsenal at the minute. And that's headed over the top. And we have a highlight. Mount with it. And it's headed over. Who headed it over? It was Declan Rice. And the highlights are free-flowing. Ramsdale with a goal kick to Gabriel Thomas. And he's been... Kante's robbed him. Havertz! Misses the target. Free kick now. Mount swings it in, and a penalty's been given. Well, it hasn't been given. VAR will look at it, but it's a potential penalty. I'm not quite sure what happened. And it is a penalty. We could go back level here. Mason Mount on the pitch. And he scored. Goal for Mason Mount. He's 28th of the season. 1-1 after 19 minutes. And another free kick. Havertz standing over it. Havertz doesn't usually take free kicks. He's taking this one and it's gone behind. A free kick to Arsenal now. And oh, it's hit the woodwork. Mendy completely missed that. A question of whether it went over the line. This is still those Football Manager. SI, do something about that. It makes absolutely no... Can't see it. Need to change the camera angle along the line so you can see whether it's gone over the line or not. Arsenal with another throw-in. Saka throws it in. Martinelli heads it down. White is on the ball. And Mendy plucks that out of the air. Mount with the corner. He's also picked up a yellow card. And that's headed over the top. Well, it was a game of two halves there, really. We got into it and then we didn't get into it, if that makes sense. XG wise, they got back into the game when they scored, and then obviously we scored. So we have got back into it. 10 shots, 3 on target, 1.81. They've had 8 shots, 5 on target, 1.32. They are dangerous and giving us a definite run for our money today. We have 49% of the possession. They have 51. Need to change that around slightly and just be a little bit more sort of clinical with our finishing. When the shots are on, A, get them on target, and B, put them away. That's what we need to do in the second half. And a highlight from kickoff, Gabriel Jesus getting us underway for this second half here in the FA Cup semi-final. 1-1 half-time, and Arsenal moving the ball around. Tomiyasu did the damage to us in the first half, but Sterling wins the ball back. We're coming forward now. Mount, he's on a good run. Mount going all the way. Surely he's not going to have a go. He did, but it was very poor in the end. Chilwell with a throw-in on the far side. Mount. Pulisic trying to get it through to Havertz. Havertz not quite far enough forward for that one. It's gone out wide. Martinelli has the ball. Martinelli crosses in, but Kante is there. We've got the ball forward. Mount again comes forward. Mount still has the ball. Mount crosses it in for Sterling. Sterling, that surely went in. Didn't. Smith Rowe's on for Martinelli. It looked, again, like I said, this is doing nothing for me. We can't see. It doesn't, I don't know. That looks like it's over the line. And you join us after 74 minutes. And we've made 3 changes for now. Thinking ahead, we might make some more. Havertz not having a good time up front, and did say in the preamble that potentially they would mark him out, which they seem to have done up to now, and he doesn't seem to have done a great deal. It might be that what we do is we swap him around, depending on how Mount gets on. Mount may well come off in 5 minutes or so, and Depends if it goes to extra time and penalties. That's the thing. So we just need to keep an eye on that. But it could well be that what we do is we swap it around, put 2 up top, and just try to mix it up a little bit, just to see if we can find that breakthrough. If we can't, with the changes that we made. So the changes we made up to now is Declan Rice having a torrid time in defence, 6.2. So he's come off. Eric Garcia comes on for Declan Rice. Mark Cucurella comes on for the usual change. Ben Chilwell on that left-hand side. Doesn't seem to be able to see a game out, certainly at the moment. And Pulisic has come off. It's Hudson-Odoi who does things off the bench. Let's see if he can do it today. Hudson-Odoi comes on for Pulisic. Mendy with a goal kick to Garcia. Garcia fires one forward, looking for Sterling. Raheem Sterling comes forward. He's beaten his man. Can he get it into the area? He can. Nobody there, though. And it's cleared upfield, and Gabriel Jesus is on it, but Garcia wins the ball back. Hudson-Odoi, the man that we're relying on to do something. He's got this forward to Smith Rowe, who is also come on as a substitute. Now we're in trouble. Offside player there, Odegaard. Smith Rowe, Odegaard from distance. Mendy gets a hand to it. So with 85 minutes on the clock, we make one more change. It's... Who's come off? Kovacic has come off for Jorginho in midfield, playing that deep-lying playmaker role. Excuse me. We've changed Kante to a ball-winning midfielder, and we've made Mason Mount now a shadow striker behind Havertz, just to see if we can get that breakthrough. Holding on to one change so that we potentially can get 2 changes if we go into extra time. And we have a free kick just inside our half. Garcia to Cucurella. Cucurella. Mendy comes out to Koulibaly. Jorginho. Jorginho finds Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi crosses it in. And Havertz scores! 39th goal of the season. And it's 2-1 after 88 minutes. Goodness me. It's took a long time coming. It's been hard work. But we've got there. That man, Hudson-Odoi again, getting it in. Did come off the defender, but Havertz made an effort to get to the ball and put it in the back of the net. Beats Ramsdale. And we have an FA Cup final, ladies and gentlemen, on the 25th of May. We have a return to Wembley to meet either Manchester United or Brentford in the final. 17 shots, 8 on target. That was a good second half. 2.66 on the XG. 44% possession. So we dropped on possession, but made up for it by putting away our chances. That was a good second half. Tactically, very sound. They had 12 shots, just a 6 on target. I think they had 5 in the first half, so only managed to get 1 on target in the second. We really did do a job on them in the second half. 1.48. Oh, man, that is really good. So that's a good step. We have one hand on another trophy, another trip to Wembley. Oh, let's go and see who we're going to play. Well, after a 2-1 win against Manchester United in the other semi-final, we face Brentford, the team that we beat in the Carabao Cup last season in the final. Meet them again in the Emirates FA Cup final. As I say, they did beat Manchester United by 2-1. Marcus Rashford getting Manchester United an early lead after a minute, but Norgard equalising just 2 minutes later, making it 1-1. Ivan Toney getting Brentford second after 24 minutes and basically hung on. They had 17 shots, 7 on target. Manchester United had 9 shots, 4 on target. Brentford, I think, did a job on them and come out singing. And so it's a final against Brentford then that we will have. Let's have a look at the schedule. It should be in there by now. There it is, right at the end of the season, and it will be our last game of the season unless we can get past Liverpool in the next episode. Oh, not in the next episode, the next couple of episodes in the semi-final of the Champions League. We will have to wait and see on that one, but we do have a final against Brentford on the 25th of May. So we'll look forward to that one. Past meetings against Brentford, we have beaten them 2-0 in the Premier League. As I said, the final extra time in the final, 2-1 in that one, and then 2-1 at their place twice, and then beat them 5-3. So they're always good at scoring goals against us, and we're not watertight against them. But so far, of 5 matches against them, we have managed to beat them pretty much comprehensive 5 times. But as I say, not completely unbeatable. So they'd stand a bit of a chance. It's one of those FA Cup surprise glamour ties, isn't it, that can make all the difference. Right. So we have guaranteed ourselves another final, possible, put our hands on some more silverware, having won the Carabao Cup a little way back now against Manchester City, a 2-1 win, of course, at Wembley. Can we do it again? Put at least 2 bits of silverware in the cabinet, in the trophy cabinet. That would be rather splendid. But in the meantime, we need to keep the pressure up on Manchester City at the top of the table, and we got to do that against Crystal Palace. And the team that will face Crystal Palace in this Premier League game, which is even more important now for 2 reasons. One, Manchester City only managed a draw in their last game. I can't, for the life of me, remember who they were playing, but they managed a draw, which means that they've dropped another 2 points. So with us 7 points behind them, we could close that gap down. If we can win today, we could reduce that to just 5 points, which is 2 wins away. It's not impossible to actually finish this season winning the Premier League. So we just need to keep going as it stands at the moment. The other thing to mention is that Liverpool are in their rich vein of form, which is not good for us when we're going to meet them in the Champions League. They've won again. They beat Watford by 3-1. We'll have a look at how that all affects the table, obviously, at the end of this game. So the team then that will face Crystal Palace, it's Mendy in goal, Chilwell, Rice, Fofana and James back in after suspension. Fofana back in place of Koulibaly. Rice continues in defence, but I'm not too sure whether we should be playing him now. I'm thinking let's take him off. We'll bring Garcia on. We're going to give Kovacic a bit of a rest. We're going to play Rice in midfield. I'm not sure why I decided to change this at the last minute, but we have. It's fine. So we'll redo that then. It's Chilwell, Garcia, Fofana and James, who's come back from suspension, as previously mentioned. Rice and Kante in front of them, and then it's Hudson-Odoi, Mount, Sterling and Havertz continuing up front after his winning goal in the FA Cup, a semi-final against Arsenal. He's doing the job up there. Kepa, Cucurella, Torreira, Aubameyang, Kovacic, Otavio, Broja, Koulibaly and Pulisic on the bench. And this is how the 2 teams line up. It's a 4-3-3 for Crystal Palace. It's Trubin in goal, Mitchell, Gaia, Anderson and Ryerson in defence. Lerma plays as the defensive midfielder. Oliver and Abraziz in front of him. Edouard and Olise are the wide players, with Mateta up front. On the bench, Johnson, Richards, Decore, Malin, Ayew, Lewis, Ferguson, O'Brien and Williams. And our first highlight after 28 minutes, Mason Mount with a corner. It's swung in, headed clear though. Rice back to Mount. Mount tries to create something. Rice curls it, but wide. They have a throw in. Mitchell to Oliver. Comes all the way back. And Kante biting at the heels of Lerma. Anderson gets that out wide. Mendy's going to get there. Falls on the ball. Throws it out quickly to Garcia. Rice, who's had the ball nicked off him, and Mattea scored. And that was a mistake in our defence. And Crystal Palace go 1 up. They're trying to stave off relegation, of course. It was Rice that made the mistake. Mateta. And we go in at half-time. A goal down. Mateta, after 42 minutes, giving us the problem. They've had 3 shots, 1 on target, 0.35. They've scored from that 1 on target. We've had 6 shots, only 2 of them on target. Not really prolific today. 52% of the possession. We need to do something in the second half. And Crystal Palace coming forward again. Garcia, Fofana. We definitely need to win this game. If we don't, not only do we lose our unbeaten record in the Premier League, Habits, and he's been thinking, I think it's a penalty going here. Not only do we lose our unbeaten record in the Premier League, we let Manchester City effectively win the Premier League today. It is a penalty. Habits was tripped. And I think it's Mason Mount who will take this penalty. And he's put it away. It's 1-1 as it was against Arsenal. It's 57 minutes on the clock. And we need to really get going from here. And with 17 minutes on the clock, we've made 2 changes. Ben Chilwell coming off as usual for Cucurella. And Kante is off and Kovacic is on. Kovacic going over to the defensive, the deep line playmaker. And Declan Rice is the box-to-box midfielder. We have a free kick. James Rice forward for Habits. Habits has been fouled. Hudson-Odoi has a go. And it's gone out. But the question again of a penalty, I think. Or is it just outside the area? And Richards gets a yellow card. It's outside the area. It's not a penalty. But Mount will be looking to capitalise on his penalties. Oh, it's come back off the woodwork. Oh, how unlucky. Kovacic out to Mount, who's gone wide. Hudson-Odoi been fouled in the area. Well, not fouled, but failed in the area. And with 86 minutes on the clock, we made our final changes in an effort to try and win this match. Torreira is on for Rice in central midfield. And Otavio comes on for Mount as the attacking playmaker. And Bangamang is on for Raheem Sterling. And on the right side of attack. And I think Ben Chilwell had already come off for Cucurella. So they are the changes. And a missed opportunity. We're still unbeaten in the Premier League, but we've lost. We've lost the momentum against Manchester City. And I think, in a way, pretty much given them the Premier League. I think we've blown it now. 12 shots, only 4 of them on target. 1.95 on the XG. We've had 5 shots, 2 on target for Crystal Palace, 0.5 on the XG. It's one of those days when we've missed an opportunity to actually cut the deficit on Manchester City and give ourselves a chance with winning the Premier League. I don't think they're going to blow up much more. So just not firing. I think the Arsenal game probably took it out of us today. And with that disappointing result, this is how it is. We're still 7 points behind Manchester City with just 9 points available now. 9 points? Actually, it's 5 games. 15 points then. Sorry. Well, okay. Still in bound. We're 6 points clear of Liverpool in third. Arsenal are quite a way off then, down in fourth on 63 points. Tottenham 5th on 60. Southampton 6th on 52. Leicester 7th on 52. Crystal Palace, who we played today, pulled themselves up a little bit, just 6 points adrift, and Middlesbrough now still within striking distance for them. So they will be pleased with that point today. But will they not be there or thereabouts at the end of the season to get up? We will wait and see. To rescue themselves from the drop. That is the question. Right. Lots going on. We will come back for Arsenal-Liverpool in the next episode. Arsenal in the Premier League. Liverpool in the Champions League semi-final first leg. and they are on extremely good form at the moment. And as we know, our record against them isn't fantastic. Only beaten them the once, the last time we played them at Stamford Bridge at 4-3, and it was a very tight affair on that occasion, as I remember rightly. We were behind quite considerably, 3-0 behind. That was the game that we came back and from 3-0 down, looked like we was going to get a trouncing again, and turned it around in the second half. James, Kullaby, Brozier and Havertz getting the win over Liverpool. So it's not going to be easy. They are our nemesis, and they are between us and a Champions League final. Indeed they are. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of this and new series as they are released. New episodes of Making Chelsea Stand Proud are currently released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel and more, follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideToo. Don't miss the coming episodes. It's all getting very exciting here on Making Chelsea Stand Proud as we get to the culmination of our season. Question is, do we do another season? We'll see. If we win the Champions League, we definitely won't. We will move on. But if we don't win the Champions League, we might just see whether we do one more season. I wasn't planning on doing another season. I was planning on doing another series. We'll see. We'll make it a bit quicker next season if we do. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 42. It's out on Tuesday. Until then, I wish you all a very good weekend. Goodbye.